Did you know that skipping breakfast could silently be stealing your legs from you? That sounds dramatic, but for millions of people over 60, it's quietly, tragically true. Every morning that begins with nothing more than coffee or plain water, every hour that passes before your first real bite, it can be a step towards losing not just your balance, but your independence. And the worst part? Most people don't feel it happening. There's no warning sign. No pain, just a little more effort needed to stand, a bit more wobble when walking, and before you know it, you're holding on to furniture to move across the room. But it doesn't have to be this way. One simple change made before 8 a.m. has the power to rewind what aging seems to take away. This isn't about medication. It's not about expensive supplements or fancy equipment. This is about breakfast, about knowing the right foods, the right timing, and the right habits, and how together they form a foundation of strength. Strengthen your legs, strengthen your balance, strengthen your life. This is the kind of advice for the elderly we all deserve to hear, practical, powerful, and science-backed. Here's the truth. After age 60, our bodies begin a natural but preventable process called sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass. And where does it hit first? The legs, the very muscles that support every step you take, every rise from a chair, every confident movement. According to the National Institute on Aging, you can lose up to 1/3 of your leg muscle mass within 10 years if you don't take the right action. The terrifying part is that it creeps in silently. You might just notice your morning walk takes more effort. Your knees feel stiffer. Your foot occasionally catches the edge of a rug. Maybe you pause at the stairs a little longer. It's easy to mistake these as normal signs of aging, but they are not inevitable. This is not about getting old, it's about getting undernourished. Your body, especially your legs, wakes up in a fasted, depleted state. After 7 to 9 hours of sleep, your muscle fibers are hungry. If you don't feed them, if you let your morning pass with just a cup of coffee, your body starts breaking down its own muscle tissue for fuel. And guess which muscles it sacrifices first? The largest ones, the legs. That's why morning habits matter. We're not just talking about nutrition, we're talking about muscle loss prevention, about building a routine that doesn't just delay decline, but actively rebuild strength. That's what healthy aging habits look like in practice. And it begins with food. But not just any food. Take David, a 69-year-old retired engineer. Once, he scaled ladders, hiked forests, and moved like he could outpace time. But lately, he'd been waking up with legs that felt like someone else's. Stiff, heavy, unresponsive. One morning, he slipped going down the front steps. It wasn't a major fall, but it felt like something far worse. A symbol, a warning. That's when he started asking questions, watching videos, reading studies, meeting a nutritionist. He discovered something profound. The food you eat right after waking up can either rebuild your legs or help them waste away. So he changed. No more empty stomach caffeine, no more skipped meals. Instead, he chose purpose. He ate with intention, with knowledge, with a plan. And in just a few weeks, David saw the difference. The steps came easier. The cramps stopped. His balance returned, and with it, his confidence. You can do the same. We'll now look at the 5 most effective breakfast choices to prevent leg muscle loss, restore balance, and support elderly muscle health. These are backed by studies, used by seniors around the world, and easy enough to begin tomorrow. Let's start with the most powerful food of all, whole eggs. A whole egg, yolk and all, is nature's muscle repair capsule. It's packed with nearly every essential amino acid your muscles need, including leucine, a potent trigger for muscle protein synthesis. This matters most for seniors because muscle growth slows with age. Eating 2 whole eggs within 30 to 60 minutes of waking up can kickstart your muscle repair for the day. More than that, eggs contain vitamin D, B12, choline, and iron. These nutrients don't just build muscle, they support neuromuscular coordination, helping your brain and legs communicate clearly and efficiently. That's how you improve balance. That's how you reduce falls. That's how you walk without fear. Don't skip the yolk. That's where the real magic lives. And if you're wondering about cholesterol, modern research shows dietary cholesterol from eggs is not the villain we once feared, especially in older adults. In fact, the benefits for leg strength far outweigh outdated concerns. Pair your boiled or scrambled egg with spinach or tomatoes, and you've added antioxidants and magnesium to support lower body mobility even further. One egg every morning. It's not just a meal, it's muscle insurance. Next, we'll continue exploring more senior nutrition advice, including what you can mix with oats to boost blood flow, how bananas play a secret role in coordination, and a surprising dish involving sweet potatoes and mineral salt that might be the simplest way to supercharge your legs. If eggs lay the foundation for restoring strength, oats and chia seeds build the walls around it, solid, stable, and energizing. This breakfast isn't flashy. It doesn't come with fancy packaging or miracle claims. But science tells us again and again, simple foods, consumed with purpose, have the power to prevent leg muscle loss and rebuild what age tries to wear down. Start with a bowl of rolled oats. Oats are rich in beta-glucan, a soluble fiber that doesn't just support your heart, it also reduces inflammation in your muscles and improves the absorption of nutrients necessary for muscle recovery. Stable blood sugar is key here, especially for seniors whose metabolism is slowing down. When your glucose stays steady, your body becomes far more efficient at handling the protein and minerals it receives, helping your legs stay strong, coordinated, and energized. Now, stir in a spoonful of chia seeds. These tiny seeds are anything but insignificant. They pack omega-3 fatty acids, magnesium, potassium, and calcium into every bite. What does that mean for you? Think fewer nighttime cramps, smoother, stronger muscle contractions, better nerve signals that keep your balance in check when you rise from a chair or take that first morning step. Chia seeds support both the muscular and nervous systems, two of the most vulnerable areas when it comes to elderly muscle health. And don't overlook magnesium, often referred to as the relaxation mineral. It soothes tired leg muscles, prevents spasms, and supports flexibility. Potassium, meanwhile, keeps the electrolyte balance steady, ensuring every fiber in your lower body has the oxygen and minerals it needs to function. Preparing this meal is simple. Boil 3 tablespoons of oats in water or a nut-based milk. Once soft, stir in 1 tablespoon of chia seeds. Want a natural sweetness? Add a few slices of banana or a small handful of blueberries. What you get is not just breakfast, it's a strategic, science-backed recipe for muscle loss prevention and leg health. Many older adults who switched to this breakfast noticed improvements within days. Less tightness, more stability, longer walks. It's the kind of transformation that begins gently but grows stronger with every morning. Speaking of bananas, let's pause and appreciate their role. A banana might look like a humble fruit, but for people over 60, it's often nature's electrolyte peel. Why? Because of potassium. A medium banana contains about 400 milligrams of this essential mineral, which plays a vital role in muscle contraction and nerve function. Without enough potassium, your legs may cramp, twitch, or feel unsteady. You might wake up at night with tight calves. You might feel a flutter under your skin as you relax in your chair. These are all signs that your muscles aren't getting what they need. That's where bananas come in. Eaten right after your main breakfast, when your body is starting to absorb nutrients, they help stabilize your energy, smooth out muscular signals, and maintain senior leg strength throughout the day. But a word of caution, if you're managing type 2 diabetes or have kidney issues, opt for a smaller, slightly underripe banana. It contains more resistant starch and less sugar, offering a gentler rise in blood glucose. Pairing it with protein-rich foods like eggs or Greek yogurt also buffers its sugar impact and improves nutrient absorption.
A well-timed banana does more than prevent cramps. It supports healthy aging habits by fueling your muscles without the spikes and crashes that leave you weak or dizzy. Let's move now to one of the most underrated powerhouses on your breakfast plate, Greek yogurt. Triple strained, thick, and packed with nearly twice the protein of regular yogurt, Greek yogurt delivers precisely what aging legs crave: casein protein. This slow-digesting protein helps repair muscle tissue that breaks down overnight. When you wake up in a fasted state, your body is ready to continue breaking down muscle unless you intervene, and Greek yogurt is the perfect intervention. One serving, about 170 grams, contains around 17 grams of high-quality protein, along with calcium, vitamin D, and leucine, all of which are crucial for stimulating muscle synthesis, strengthening bones, and promoting neuromuscular coordination. Why does that matter? Because balance starts with communication. Your muscles must coordinate with your brain to help you walk, step, shift weight, and avoid stumbles. Seniors often struggle with this subtle coordination, and that's where yogurt steps in to support both muscle and nerve function. Probiotics found in Greek yogurt also play an indirect but critical role. By supporting gut health, they improve nutrient absorption and reduce chronic inflammation, a known contributor to muscle degradation in older adults. If dairy isn't your friend, don't worry. There are excellent lactose-free or goat milk options that provide similar benefits without the digestive discomfort. Just steer clear of yogurts loaded with added sugar or artificial flavors. Those work against you, inflaming tissues and sabotaging the very healing process we're aiming to encourage. Enhance your yogurt with unsweetened berries, a sprinkle of cinnamon, or even chia seeds. Eat it within 30 to 60 minutes after waking, ideally following a short stretch or light movement. It's not just delicious, it's a calculated step toward muscle preservation and recovery. This is advice for the elderly that too few people talk about. Your mornings hold more power than you realize. Morning habits for seniors, when chosen wisely, create a ripple effect through the entire day, starting with stability and ending in confidence. Now, let's turn our attention to something rich, savory, and surprisingly effective at reviving tired legs: salmon.
You might not think of fish as a breakfast food, but for seniors focused on muscle loss prevention and regaining strength, salmon belongs on the morning plate, at least twice a week. Why? Because fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines are loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, particularly EPA and DHA, which have been shown in numerous studies to reduce inflammation, improve insulin sensitivity, and enhance protein absorption in muscle cells. For aging adults, that means stronger legs, more stable steps, and fewer dangerous falls. A study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that adults over 65 who ate 2 servings of fatty fish per week retained 27% more leg muscle mass compared to those who didn't. They walked more confidently, had better balance, and were 36% less likely to suffer falls due to weakness in their legs. Let's break that down. Omega-3s reduce chronic inflammation, an invisible force that wears down muscle and joint health over time. They also boost the body's ability to use dietary protein for repair and growth. That's why fatty fish is one of the best natural tools in any plan to support elderly muscle health. Salmon also provides high levels of vitamins B12 and D, which are essential for neuromuscular communication. That means better coordination between your mind and your muscles, vital for preventing stumbles, hesitations, or missteps as you move through the day. A simple pan-seared salmon fillet, cooked with extra virgin olive oil for just a few minutes per side, becomes more than just a meal. It becomes fuel for movement, a defense against decline. Pair it with mineral-rich vegetables or half a sweet potato for a meal that's balanced and deeply restorative. For those short on time, consider a slice of smoked salmon or a high-quality fish oil supplement. But remember, whole foods are almost always more beneficial than capsules. They contain cofactors and fiber that help your body absorb and utilize nutrients efficiently. One note:
If you have trouble digesting fats, fatty liver, or elevated cholesterol, start small. Bake or steam the fish and eat it early in the day when digestion is strongest. Over time, your body often adapts and your legs will thank you. And that brings us to the final and perhaps most unexpected breakfast hero, steamed sweet potatoes sprinkled with natural mineral salt. It's simple, it's humble, but it's powerful. After a long night's sleep, your muscles are low on glycogen, the fuel they use to contract and support your movements. Most breakfast starches spike your blood sugar, then drop it, leaving you feeling tired and foggy. But sweet potatoes, thanks to their slow-digesting complex carbohydrates, provide a steady, clean source of energy that supports muscle function for hours. What makes this even more effective is the addition of Celtic sea salt, a raw, unprocessed salt rich in over 80 trace minerals like magnesium, potassium, and calcium. These minerals help regulate fluid pressure within the muscles, support smooth, coordinated contractions, and prevent cramps, spasms, and leg stiffness. Magnesium, in particular, is known as the muscle relaxation mineral. It calms nerves, helps with balance, and reduces the twitchy, shaky feelings many seniors experience when rising from bed. Unlike table salt, Celtic salt doesn't disrupt your blood pressure or cause inflammation. Instead, it restores the electrolyte balance your muscles depend on. And when consumed with sweet potatoes, an already mineral-dense food, it becomes a muscle-supporting powerhouse. This isn't just food, this is therapy. A small portion of steamed sweet potato with a light sprinkle of mineral salt, eaten warm 10 minutes before your main breakfast, sets the tone for a more stable, energized day. It rehydrates your muscles, it jumpstarts digestion, it boosts blood flow to your lower body. In fact, a French study showed that seniors who added high-fiber root vegetables and mineral-rich salt to their breakfast experienced 41% better balance and 50% fewer falls over a 90-day period. Think about that. A single morning habit, done consistently, made that much of a difference. And now you have all 5 of the foods that can change the way your legs feel, function, and support your life. But food is only one part of the equation. The rest depends on your daily rhythm, those quiet moments in the morning that most people overlook. Because this is where your healthy aging habits truly begin. Before your fork touches a single bite of breakfast, there's something even more important: what you do in those first few minutes after waking. These quiet moments hold the key to whether your legs will grow stronger or continue to fade into frailty. The right morning habits for seniors can supercharge your nutrition and help turn ordinary food into extraordinary fuel. The first step is deceptively simple. Drink a glass of warm water with a pinch of natural mineral salt. Why? After 7 to 9 hours of sleep, your body is not only dehydrated, it's also low on electrolytes, especially if you didn't hydrate properly the day before. That early feeling of stiffness, heaviness, or unsteadiness many seniors experience is often less to do with age and more to do with depleted minerals. This small ritual, just 250 milliliters of warm water and 1/5 teaspoon of Celtic or Himalayan salt, helps replenish sodium, magnesium, potassium, and trace minerals critical for muscle function. It also restores blood pressure to stable levels and jumpstarts leg circulation, reducing that sluggish feeling when you stand up. Sip it slowly within 5 minutes of waking, and you'll notice your legs feeling more alert, more responsive, more alive.
Step 2 is movement, but not the kind that makes you sweat. We're talking about a 3-minute balancing routine, right at your bedside. Stand up straight. Gently lift one foot just 2 to 4 inches off the floor. Hold for 10 seconds. Switch sides. Do 5 rounds for each leg. This single act activates the stabilizer muscles in your hips, thighs, and calves, the very muscles that deteriorate first with age. It also engages your sense of body awareness and equilibrium, training your legs to catch themselves before they give out. It's a proven method of muscle loss prevention, requiring no equipment and no gym membership.
Over time, this one habit reduces the risk of falls, builds coordination, and keeps you agile enough to face stairs, curbs, and slippery floors with confidence. But don't rush out of bed to do it. Step 3 is something often forgotten. Rise slowly. So many older adults swing their legs out of bed too quickly, only to find themselves dizzy, wobbly, or worse, on the floor. The transition from lying to standing puts pressure on your blood vessels and muscles. Give your body a chance to catch up. Begin with 3 deep breaths. Sit up gently. Roll your wrists and ankles. Then slowly plant your feet and stand. This sequence improves circulation to your brain and legs and helps prevent that head-spinning sensation that can lead to early morning accidents. It's a small act of mindfulness that protects your independence. Next, step 4, sunlight. Within the first hour of waking, step onto your balcony, stand by a window, or walk outside if you can. Just 5 minutes of morning sunlight activates your body's vitamin D production, which is essential for calcium absorption and strong bones. Weak legs are not just about muscle. They're also about structure, and your bones need vitamin D to remain dense and supportive. This moment of light isn't just good for your legs, it uplifts your spirit. Morning light helps regulate your circadian rhythm, improves sleep quality at night, and gives you a mental reset to begin your day with clarity and calm. Finally, step 5. Never let yourself go hungry too long. Even if you're not ready for a full breakfast, don't delay nourishment. When you skip the first meal of the day, your body shifts into a catabolic state, breaking down muscle for energy. This is especially risky for older adults whose muscle-building capacity is already slower due to hormonal changes. If you can't manage a full plate, start small. A boiled egg, half a steamed sweet potato, or a spoonful of Greek yogurt. Even these small portions signal to your body that it can begin repairing rather than breaking down. That one choice can shift your entire trajectory toward recovery, strength, and self-reliance. These 5 habits, done consistently, form a protective routine, one that supports senior leg strength, nourishes your nervous system, and builds the framework for healthy aging. Together with the foods we've discussed, they become more than habits. They become rituals, anchors, lifelines. And they remind you that even as the years pass, you can still write your own story, step by confident step. Every morning, you're handed a decision, quiet, invisible, but powerful. You can let time erode the strength in your legs, or you can reclaim your foundation, your balance, your freedom, one mindful choice at a time. This isn't about chasing youth. It's about honoring your body and giving it what it needs to thrive today, tomorrow, and every day after. You now know the truth. Leg muscle loss is not just a symptom of getting older, it's a consequence of what's missing from our routine. And the good news is, much of that loss can be reversed. Yes, even after 60. Yes, even if you felt your legs grow weaker in recent years. Yes, even if you've been told it's just part of aging. It's not too late. You've been given advice for the elderly that few talk about. Practical, grounded, and rooted in science. This is the kind of wisdom that helps real people reclaim real strength. You now know how whole eggs can fuel muscle protein synthesis, how oatmeal and chia seeds form a foundation for steady energy and recovery, how bananas support nerve health and coordination, how Greek yogurt strengthens the very tissue you rely on for standing, climbing, and walking, how salmon brings life back into tired legs, and how sweet potatoes and mineral salt provide the forgotten minerals your muscles crave. You've seen that these foods aren't rare or expensive. They're right there, waiting in your kitchen, your fridge, your local market. And when eaten intentionally, consistently, they become tools for healing, recovery, and self-reliance. But it's not just about what's on your plate. It's about the glass of mineral water that starts your circulation, the gentle leg lifts that awaken your strength, the sunlight that nourishes your bones, the slow, deliberate rise from bed that prevents that dangerous fall. These morning habits for seniors may seem small, but they are the very behaviors that decide whether your days are active or restricted, whether your life remains yours or is slowly handed over to walkers, canes, and caregivers. This is your moment. One small action, repeated each morning, can prevent leg muscle loss before it becomes visible, before it becomes irreversible. Your legs are not just for walking. They are for independence. They are for dancing with your grandchildren, standing at the stove, climbing the porch steps, walking hand in hand through a park, or just moving through your home with ease.
To everyone watching, take this knowledge and use it. Don't let a passive routine define the rest of your life. Be intentional. Be steady. Let your mornings be your medicine. Let them be the beginning of strength, not the slow surrender to weakness. And if you found value in what you heard today, if any part of this story resonated with you or reminded you of someone you care about, please take a moment to do 3 things. Like this video to let others know it's worth watching, subscribe to the channel, and tap the bell icon so you don't miss the next life-changing piece of advice for the elderly. And finally, share this video with a friend, a parent, a neighbor, someone who might need this message, someone who deserves to walk stronger and live longer. Because aging doesn't mean giving up. It means choosing smarter, earlier, better. And it begins not in a hospital, but at your kitchen table. Thanks for watching. Take care of your legs, and they will take care of you.